Are we up? Is this it? Is this it? Is this working? I don't know. Oh, this totally is, isn't it? This totally is. Okay, it's up on Instagram. And it's up on YouTube also. How cool is that? That I get to be on two platforms at the very same time. I think that's a neat-o thing. A neat-o burrito, as I like to call it. Let's just go live. Let's do it. We're live on Instagram. I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot more comments in my Instagram live stream than I am in my YouTube, because nobody watches my YouTube live streams. And at least with Instagram I had viewers. Whatever. I might have some engagement with the audience today. So yeah, we're here. We're just going to hop right into the Bible, the New Jerusalem Bible. Now, I'd started off the first episode reading from the King James version. The King James version, which, I mean, it's hard to read. I'll be honest, it's just a little more difficult to read. I don't even feel like it's meant to be read out loud. It obviously is. Because that's how people read, is they read with their mouths in their heads out loud. What am I talking about? Anyway, the point is, I didn't like the King James version. I don't think it came across well in the live stream. It's sort of just hard to understand, I find. It's not that I don't want to understand it, it's that when you read it out loud, it doesn't impact the way I think a Bible should. It doesn't leave an impact. So it's why we're moving to the New Jerusalem Bible. I don't really know much about this. All I know from a quick Google search is this was written to be read out loud, which is sort of what I'm doing in this live stream. So if I could find a Bible that happens to be kind of made to be read out loud, that would be awesome, because that's like sort of what I intend on. Whatever. Anyway, and it's new. I mean, if you look at this one, at least the King James version that I have access to, it ain't the newest thing. It's got scribbles on it, and I don't know about that. I don't know about scribbling on it. I think I'm going to scribble on it with my words. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, this is basically brand new. The New Jerusalem Bible. Yeah, I mean, let's get into it. We're reading the Bible together, guys. Isn't this where you want to be on a Tuesday? You want to be reading the Bible. Now, what I understand is this Bible is used by Catholics. Like, there's apparently some books in here that aren't in, like, the normal... Like, what the heck is... Baruch? That sounds like a demon's name. Holy moly. Who knows what that is? And Chronicles? What the heck is Chronicles? Daniel? Is that a normal book in the Bible? You've heard of most of these. Habakkuk. Man, these are going to be fun. I'm probably not going to read... I don't know. I mean, the goal is sort of to read the whole thing. St. Peter. There's a St. Peter in here. One second. There's a Peter. Peter. No, I'm wait. Oh, it's my name. Look. Oh my goodness, it has my name. This is already my favorite Bible. What am I doing? I don't think there's a St. Peter. At least I don't see one. The only S I see is Song of Songs. Song of Songs. Whatever. Look, this is a crazy Bible. There's a bunch of books that didn't make the cut that made it into this one. So already, I find it interesting. And it just looks nicer. I'll be honest, it just looks nicer. I'd like this Bible more. It's not falling apart like the other one is. Lucifer? No, that's not a book, is it? Oh, now I'm just reading the comments. Don't distract me. 1 second. Did you see that somewhere? No, it's not there. It's Luke, Lamentations, and Leviticus. Okay, let's get into it. We read the first chapter of Genesis in the last this is just talking about the Pentateuch, whatever that may mean. We got into the first chapter of Genesis in the last episode, which is available on YouTube. Yes, Luke like Luke Skywalker. Excuse me. We got into the first chapter, and it was just not fun to read. I'll be honest. So, I think I might just read the first chapter again, just to sort of enjoy it more. I don't know. I didn't really dig I don't dig the King James version. And some people swear by it, and I'm like, what? You can't really swear by a Bible because you're reading it in English. Like, if you're going to swear by anything, swear by the ancient texts that it was translated from. But good luck finding those. Good luck getting your hands on them. Good luck sneaking into the Vatican and getting your grubby little hands on one of those, because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Whatever. Let's get into the book again. Genesis, the origin of the world and of the human race. I don't know what that one is, but the creation and the fall. Cool. The creation of the world. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Now the earth was a formless void. There was darkness over the deep, with a divine sweeping over the waters. A divine wind. How did I miss the wind? God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God said that light was good, and God divided light from darkness. God called light day, and darkness he called night. Evening came, and morning came, the first day. God said, "Let there be a vault through the middle of the waters to divide waters in two." And so it was. God made the vault, and it divided the waters under the vault from the waters above the vault. God called the vault heaven. Evening came, and morning came, the second day. God said, "Let the waters under heaven come together into a single mass, and let dry land appear." And so it was. God called the dry land earth, and the mass of waters sea. And God saw that it was good. God said, let the earth produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and fruit trees on earth, bearing fruit with their seed inside, each corresponding to its own species. And so it was. The earth produced vegetation, the various kinds of seed-bearing plants, and the fruit trees with seed inside, each corresponding to its own species. Did I just read the same thing twice? Oh, he said, let it produce vegetation, and then the earth produced vegetation and everything in between. God saw that it was good. Evening came, and morning came, the third day. Okay, I mean, we're getting through a lot right now. I'm not going to do much. I'm not going to read these little mini scripts. That seems like too much. And I'm not going to go over the, like, sort of what I said about this first chapter in this one. I think I'm going to go directly into chapter 2, where I left off after I'm done reading this one. I think I'm only going to read this. I'm not actually going to make any comments about it. If you want those comments, the first video is still up. It's just on YouTube. This is, I mean, we're here on Instagram now just to see if it works. And I don't know if it does, honestly, in this vertical format for reading, at least, because I think it looked a little better when it was in horizontal. So we're just going to have to see. We're just going to have to see, honestly. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm saying maybe to this, okay? So bear with me. Let's go to the 4th day, guys. Let's see what happens on the 4th day. I'm kind of interested. This book is riveting. God said, "Let there be light in the vault of heaven to divide day from night, and let them indicate festivals, days, and years. Let them be lights in the vault of heaven." Let them be lights in the vault of heaven to shine on earth. And so it was. God made the 2 great lights, the greater light to govern the day, the smaller light to govern the night, and the stars. God set them in the vault of heaven to shine on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to divide light from darkness. God saw that it was good. Evening came, and morning came, the 4th day. God said, "Let the waters be alive with a swarm of living creatures, and let the birds wing their way above the earth across the vault of heaven." And so it was. God created great sea monsters and all the creatures that glide and teem in the waters in their own species. I'm pretty sure in King James this word is whale. Pretty sure this word is whale. But, I mean, sea monsters? Are you kidding me? How fun is that? How fun is sea monsters? A whale, you could call a whale a sea monster. If you really want to. Yeah, I think you earned it, whale. You're a freaking monster of the sea. You're a sea monster. Okay, let's just continue. Let's continue. I just find that translation riveting. Just, all the imagination going wild. I love it. Okay, so I guess next we keep reading. Sorry, I'm just monitoring my stream just to make sure that it's not this blurry for everyone. Is it actually this blurry for everyone? Because if it is, then we're gonna have a problem. Oh no, it's legible. You can read along if you want. Okay, just making sure. Where were we? Sea monsters and all the creatures that glide and teem in the waters in their own species, and winged birds in their own species. God saw that it was good. God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful, multiply, and fill the waters of the seas, and let the birds multiply on land." Evening came, and morning came, the 5th day. God said, "Let the earth produce every kind of living creature in its own species, cattle, creeping things, and wild animals of all kinds." And so it was. God made wild animals in their own species, and cattle in theirs, and every creature that crawls along the earth in its own species. God saw that it was good. God said, "Let us make man in our own image, in the likeness of ourselves, and let them be masters of the fish of the sea, the birds of heaven, the cattle, all the wild animals, and all the creatures that creep along the ground." Great. I think that's subtext. I think what is all that? I mean, is it cross-referencing maybe? I can't tell. Those are like little, who knows? Anyway, I find it so funny they use the word species, specifically the word species, And I think that's to hit on the whole, the evolution thing that was happening. He was like, yeah, he things didn't evolve from this to that. That's not what happened. They were made in their own species. Look, right here, it says it in the Bible. Yeah, take that, science. Oh, yeah. Okay, I don't remember females being mentioned until chapter 2 in the King James version. See, it's crazy. I read the first chapter once, and I'm already noticing these little changes. And I mean, when I say little, sea monsters? Are you kidding me? That's not a little change. Why did my video end? What the fudge? Is my video ended? I don't think so. I think I'm still going. What's happening? No, it's still going. Okay. I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm tripping. Sorry. I'm getting out of it right now. I should really get back into it. So let me do that. Let me get back into it. Man, I really need water. Okay. We're almost to chapter 2. God blessed them, saying to them, "Be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, and subdue it. Be masters of the fish of the sea, the birds of heaven, and all the living creatures that move on earth." God also said, "Look, to you I give all the seed-bearing plants everywhere on the surface of the earth, and all the trees with seed-bearing fruit. This will be your food. And to all the wild animals, all the birds of heaven, and all the living creatures that creep along the ground, I give all the foliage of the plants as their food." And so it was. God saw that he had made, and indeed it was God saw all that he had made, and indeed it was very good. Evening came, and morning came, the 6th day. Thus heaven and earth were completed with all their array. On the 7th day, God had completed the work that he'd been doing. He rested on the 7th day. After all, the work he'd been doing. Man, I wish there was a comma after the "after all." It would have made for great reading. After all the work he'd been doing. God blessed the 7th day, and he made it holy, because on that day he rested after all his work of creating. Such was the story of heaven and earth as they were created. And we continue. Look at all this freaking subscript. I'm not reading all that. If anything, I don't like this Bible because it's got a bunch of words on the page that just, it's so hard to follow this. It's so hard to follow because it's big text here, and then it's like small text here. So confusing. Okay, we might have to do a third Bible switch. This sucks. I really didn't want to have to do a third Bible switch. It's just all the Bibles I'm finding are just full of a bunch of stuff that I really don't want. Like that one, this one, King James Version. It's full of a bunch of personal commentary, which bloats. It just bloats, and you can't tell the difference between the word and the word. It's like it's too many words. Just give me just the word and nothing but the word, and let me do the commentary. Thank you very much. Isn't that the point? Isn't that the point of this? Isn't that why you're watching? Is anyone watching? Sorry, now I'm like obsessed with seeing who's watching because of the comment. I was talking to the one guy, and he was like commenting, and I was responding to the comments. I was having a blast. So now I'm like, are they commenting anymore? Is that still happening? Is that still a thing? Guess not. Whatever. What I'll do, just so I can actually see the comments, is I will make a full screen, no, a windowed projector. Like this. Yes. Okay, that's what we want. And then we're going to make this largo. We're going to make it pretty largo. Very largo. Okay, and we're going to drag this into here. We're going to pop this here. And now, okay, that's what I want right there. That's what I've been wanting. Let's just keep doing this. Let's just keep having fun reading the word. Where were we? Okay, so we sort of got lost just because of the way this thing's laid out. It's not very clear. So, I mean, I will say this is a lot more comfortable to read. But it ain't it. It ain't it. It's a nuisance is what it is. Yahweh. Wait, what? Why would it start with Yahweh? Yahweh God took the man and settled him in the Garden of Eden to cultivate and take care of it. Then Yahweh God gave the man this command: You are free to eat of all the trees in the garden, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil you are not to eat. For the day you eat of that, you are doomed to die. Okay, and then there it is again. This is a different way they phrased it, because before it said, you will surely die, which I guess means the same thing. But this one's, you are doomed to die. That bothers me. That bothers me so much. This is, I'll be honest, this is what I was having a conversation. Let's just close it. Okay, let's get to the chapter first, just so I could say I did something. Anyway, you're doomed to die. Yahweh. Wait, can I zoom in and stuff? Oh, I totally can. Yahweh God said, It is not right that the man should be alone. I shall make him a helper. So, for the soil, Yahweh God fashioned all the wild animals and all the birds of heaven. These he brought to the man to see what he would call them. Wait, what the fudge? It would call them. Oh my goodness, it's so hard to read like this. Ay. Okay. Each one was to bear the name of the man would give it. The man gave all the names to all the cattle, all the birds of heaven, and all the wild animals, but no helper suitable for the man was found for him. Then Yahweh God made the man fall into a deep sleep, and while he was asleep, he took one of his ribs and closed the flesh up again. Forthwith Yahweh God fashioned the rib he had taken from the man into a woman, and brought her to the man. And the man said, what did the man say? I want to know. The man said, yeah. The man said, yeah. The man said, this one at last is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She is to be called, whoa, man. Whoa, man. Because she was taken from man. This is why a man leaves his father and mother and becomes attached to his wife, and they become one flesh. Now, both of them were naked. Ooh. And the man and his wife. Wait, the man and his wife. No kidding. It's like the only two people that exist. But they felt no shame. No shame. Desgraciado. Before each other. They felt no shame. Yeah, that's not... Whatever. Okay, The Fall. Holy moly. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Too bad I'm not going to get into it because I just finished chapter 2, which talks about... Let's do a quick recap of chapter 2. Chapter 2 covers the 7th day, the day of rest. And it covers sort of like, I'll be honest, the point of life. What's the word again? What was that word again? There is that word. Isn't that it right there? Isn't that everything right there? Isn't that everything right there? Anyway, that's what it covered. That's what the new chapter that we just read covered. We're not to you yet, brother. Yeah, I mean, that's it right there. That's chapter 2. It covers the 7th day and women. And, I mean, I have some opinions about chapter 2. I do. I enjoyed reading it. That's one opinion. But we're going to call that. This episode will be uploaded, and if you want to watch it later, feel free. It will be available. You'll always have access to it. You understand me? Always. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. How do I do this? Do I just end the stream?